Possession arrow goes to Carrollton. The broadcast rights for this event have been granted to Fox Sports Chicago by the Illinois High School Association. Any reproduction or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Fox Sports Chicago and the IHSA is strictly prohibited. Mike Lederman, Yvonne Simmons, Mitch Robinson along with you. Our producer-director Jim Corno Jr. We hope you'll enjoy this one. And just between you and me, we think you will. Carrollton working against the 1-2-2. Brannon, Casey Symes, she'll shoot it from out there.
Nokomis doing a really nice job of really packing it in, yet getting there for the outside shooters to put on the pressure. That time they didn't get out to the baseline quick enough. Dixon, not known as a shooter, puts it up.
Jamie Dixon averages 10 a game, didn't score in the semifinal, and makes it a 4-0 game. Nokomis fell behind quickly against Oakville.
Dixon is also their #1 defensive player, and if needed, she will guard Molly McDowell.
Waterman from 3. And again a rebound, this time to Shazer for Carrollton. 4-0 for the Hawks. As they come down the floor, this is Brannon. And always that defense. That time Huff nearly caused the turnover. And Casey Symes right in front of us takes a timeout in the face of that pressure. 5:03 to go. First quarter, Carrollton with the 4-0 lead. Well, be sure to come back to Fox Sports Chicago next Saturday, March 6th for the girls AA basketball tournament. We'll have the same scenario. Semifinal game start at 11 a.m. Championship comes your way live at 8 on Fox Sports Chicago Plus. Check with your local cable operator for the Fox Sports Chicago Plus channel where you live. After a quick 20, Liz DeShazer comes by our table, and she will inbound.
Again, Nokomis in their 1-2-2. They're trapping up top.
And again, they cause the problem. Good look at Jesse Huff as we'll take an official timeout with 4:54 to go. Maury Huff looks on. His team has not scored. Carrollton leads it 4-0. Watch Jamie Dixon here. She's open, and she takes advantage of it for Carrollton.
Carrollton is a pretty balanced team. Dixon averaging 9 points a game. She takes a nice shot here. It's nice to see her getting involved. She was 0 for 3 this afternoon in the game, so they probably want her to take a few more shots.
Nokomis still scoreless. And we've played.
Nice look on the inside. The collapse down.
Eisenbarth, and again a second block for Boss. Kristen Boss with 2 blocks early in the game.
That's where Eisenbarth has to recognize that there's 4 green players around her. Obviously, people are going to have to be open. Needs to make that decision quickly to kick it back out.
The Shazer goes down. Seems to be all right. Here's Symes. Notice how quickly that 1-2-2 zone readjusts, but they try to swing the ball over to that weak side if they can. Look inside for Dixon again. Underneath on the foul. As Boss went up, and she is whacked in the back, I believe, by Waterman.
What made that play work is that Dixon came from a flash. All the backs were turned for Nokomis. She flashed it in, missed the shot, but it set up the opportunity for Boss to get in there and get the offensive rebound exactly where she wants to be. She can put it back up, and now she has to convert on the line.
Boss is 78%. Free throw shooter, missing the first. 24 points, 8 rebounds. Semifinal, 10 for 14 from the floor. Misses both here. There's McDowell. Gone 4 minutes without a basket. On the Nokomis side. 3-2 zone for Carrollton. Huff goes through, kicks it to McDowell. Molly driving the baseline. DeShazer fights the rebound and gets it away from Detmers. And the steal again by Nokomis.
The trap, or the pass underneath the trap usually is not going to be open. That's not the best pass you want to make.
Jessie Huff drives through, and she is fouled.
Carrollton also does a nice job of closing in on the shooters once they receive the basketball. Huff got the basketball, looked like she was going to take the shot, but Liz DeShazer got there in time, so she decided to penetrate, went in well, people collapsed in on her, they got her arm.
Give the foul to Casey Symes, her first. And here we'll have the inbound from Waterman. Eisenbarth, and this is Huff. They go into Waterman.
Waterman was an inside player in junior high, and they converted her to a perimeter player, but she still has those moves and is able to make those.
And again, the turnover. Forced by the defense of Nokomis. Underneath, Detmers can't make it. Ball wrestled away by Dixon, and we get a foul. It'll go against Detmers. Rochelle Detmers, her first foul, and the noise is absolutely deafening.
It did look like Dixon did have the position. She was able to get the basketball over the head of Detmers, and she just backed up and tried to get the basketball.
Full court pressure again by Nokomis.
Here Nokomis is moving a little quicker to try to alleviate that pressure.
Symes missing from three. Scrum on the floor. And it'll be a held ball. Possession arrow stays with Carrollton. 2:39 to go. Low scoring contest so far. How much of it is fatigue? How much of it is nerves? How much of it is defense? Underneath to Dixon.
I like the fact that they're going to Dixon as well. She's a proven scorer, and they're giving her a different look. They're going to forget about Bosco right now, and I guarantee you she's going to come in and hit some big points.
As McDowell called for turning the ball over. Four turnovers for Carrollton, 2 for Nokomis, but again, Nokomis only 1 for 8 from the field. A couple of substitutes set to come in for Maury Huff as Karen Brannon fires up a three.
A couple more of those, and that inside is really going to open up because Nokomis is trying to pack it in with Dixon getting the shots, and eventually Voss is going to get into play there. Brannon does a nice job of spotting up, shooting the basket, being very confident, having her legs underneath her, and letting it go.
We'll show it to you again. Karen Brannon had 7 points and 7 assists in the semifinal. Here she is with plenty of time.
The pass from Casey, working on the strong side. They pass it over to get it to the weak side. She has a nice shot. It's open. She has the green light to do it. Just nobody coming in. A little late Huff, but it wasn't enough pressure to stop her. She was set to take the shot off the pass.
And Maury Huff has seen enough. He's come in with subs. Janice Spears, as you look at Brannon of Carrollton, Janice Spears, number 14. Huff sits down. And also number 32, Crystal Hayes, as guard forward.
Well, Huff has said that Hayes can really start if he put her in the lineup, and he's very superstitious and doesn't want to change that, but she's somebody that can be inserted into that starting lineup if needed.
Turnover there. This worked in the semifinal. It jump-started the team.
Yeah, they're a little more aggressive now on their defensive end. They've picked it up a little bit.
Casey Symes well off the mark. And Brannon trying to save it, could not. 1:30 exactly left to go. And here comes Bonnie Miners in, number 40, a senior 5'10" player. And Rochelle Detmers sits down. So once again, you're going with 3 subs and only the 2 starters from Nokomis, Eisenbarth and Molly McDowell. McDowell shut out. Matter of fact, only 2 points for the whole team. Hayes fires it off.
And this is exactly what happened in that game against Ottawa. The subs came in. They were able to do some work defensively, got some put some offense together. And so they were able to really get this team started again.
Now this is a team that averages better than 70 points a game. They now have 4 with the first quarter, 7 minutes gone. Carrollton, offensive foul on Brannon. Janice Spears took one for the team.
Brennan lowering her shoulder, trying to get through that. It was a nice job by Nokomis. Got there, actually could have really gone either way. She got there at the same time. They decided to give it a charge.
Yeah, but looking at that, Janice's feet were moving. You have to establish position, and sometimes the officials thought they did.
Sometimes, though, when you lower that shoulder and you kind of barrel ahead.
Like Molly McDowell did right there.
McDowell used her arm, though, to kind of push her off. trying to do something with the basketball, maybe a little bit of frustration. Used her elbow there to get Brennan off her a little bit.
Final minute of the first quarter. A 9-4 Carrollton lead with the ball. DeShazer throws a fake and the foul.
With DeShazer, you have to know that her first inclination is to put the ball on the floor. So when you rush out for her, give her a little bit of room so she can put the ball, dribble it once, and then you're there for the defense. Can't rush out on her and expect to get it right up on her because she's very strong and aggressive at going to the basket.
Foul on Eisenbach. Here's Dixon with a move around Miners. And Boss the follow.
Again, one of the keys for the game, rebounding.
Kristen Boss with her first basket. McDowell, good look down to Eisenbach, who loses it in the paint. 1-on-4 here for Carrollton, and Brennan slows it up.
Carrollton is a team that goes in spurts, and you need to survive their spurts, but they can get going. And right now, offensively, they got it clicking.
Time running down in quarter number 1. Signs from way downtown. The crowd erupts at the end of the first quarter. A very fast pace, but a very low score. Carrollton, though, with a 7-point lead. 11-4. Don't go away. These folks are happy. We'll see you back in a minute.
Welcome back to Redbird Arena. You know, earlier Yvonne alluded to Maury Huff's superstition. Well, their star, Molly McDowell, among her superstitions, she has to eat the same meal before each game. From her local Dairy Queen, a Molly Burger. She has no points so far after 1 quarter. Maybe they deliver. Guys?
Okay, Mitch. Nokomis and White with the ball to start the second quarter, trailing by 7. They fell behind by 8 in the semifinal before they got going. Here's Jessie Huff coming through. Doesn't get the bounce. Miners the rebound, and she's hacked underneath.
But this is now the adjustment that Nokomis has made. They have now put Jessie Huff and also Waterman out in front to control the basketball, and they're running Molly McDowell off the screens, hoping to get her something. Huff decides that she wants to penetrate. Then they get the offensive rebound and try to put it back up. Again, they need to get to the line in this game if they're going to win.
Miners 52% from the line, makes her first. Bonnie averages a little better than 5 points a ball game. Part of that triple post rotation for Maury Huff.
She was scoreless in the game.
Yeah, against Oakville.
The quarterfinal.
Again, the defense trying to push Carrollton out of its offensive sets. 5-point lead for the Hawks, and again the quick hands forces the held ball. It stays with Carrollton.
And this is the problem that we saw with Brennan in the quarterfinals, handling the basketball a little bit this afternoon. She had some troubles, had 6 turnovers, and she could be the weak link if you want to go at somebody to really put the defensive pressure on. She's only a sophomore. She has experience, but she's the one that gets a little rattled.
DeShazer looks in, but Miners in White takes the ball away. And here comes McDowell, still scoreless. Molly averaging better than 20 a game. There she goes. Doesn't get the roll. McDowell seems to own this floor, averaging 27 a game in this tournament. Scored nearly 30 a game last year in this tournament. Dixon again being harassed, triple teamed at one point. Symes starts the offense again. Gets it on the weak side. She'll fire it up. Nice block by Waterman.
Took a little bit too much time. DeShazer tried to set up a screen for her. She got the ball, but just took a lot of time to let it fly.
Finish on the other side. She's blocked. Number 3 for Boss.
Crowd wanted a foul on that one.
Brandon 1-on-4 slows it up wisely. Into Boss, and again the defense almost causing the turnover. Coming into DeShazer, and she's fouled.
Brennan tried to penetrate to draw the defensive to her and then dish it off. It didn't quite work. Liz DeSager picked up the broken play. She's, again, someone that goes very strong to the basket. She has solid legs and uses her body well.
Second foul on Carrie Eisenbarth. And here is Liz DeShazer.
Both teams aren't doing the job on the free throw line.
0 for 3 so far for Carrollton. Now it's 0 for 4. Actually 1 for 4. Here's Waterman up the high. Running the rebound. 11-6 score. Carrollton leading. And there's that defensive pressure again, and very quickly Symes takes a timeout.
20 seconds.
Well, at this time, we'd like to remind you the Chicago Sun-Times. There it is, the official newspaper of the IHSA State Championships. Remember to pick up your Chicago Sun-Times for complete coverage of all Illinois high school sports. Save the back page for me, okay? Mike Liederman along with Yvonne Simmons, Mitch Robinson as we watch Nokomis. Waterman getting stuffed.
You're 6'1". You come there in the middle. You see somebody coming at you. You do what you're supposed to do. Block the basketball. Make sure that that shot does not go in the basket. And Boston does exactly that.
Nokomis only 6 points so far. Here's Carrollton looking for DeShazer. Liz up. Brannon the rebound taken away. This is McDowell, and she's fouled by Casey Symes.
You think that Brandon's a point guard and awfully short, about 5'6". She comes up with a lot of rebounds. She had 9 rebounds this afternoon. She does it again. The passes errant, though, and Molly McDowell tries to go down the floor instead of, they stop her, foul her, instead of giving her the easy basket.
Yeah, a smart play by Brannon, a breakaway there.
McDowell's a little mad. She's like,
well,
using some force and throwing that basketball.
We can't imagine the last time she's gone this long in any game without scoring, even in her driveway. Coming through, Hayes loses it. Inside to the post. Boss with the left hand.
Yep. A very nice move. She saw that she couldn't do anything on the right side. It was open on that left side, and she did a nice little, put the ball on the floor, a couple little dribbles, and she had a wide open shot.
Timeout, Nokomis. Molly McDowell and Maury Huff discussing things in a situation where the Redskins need to get started. Carrollton leads it by 7. Well, there's the score. 4:22 to go in the half. Low-scoring affair this final is. The girls' Class A, Carrollton over the defending champion Nokomis Redskins by 7. Molly McDowell, all everything, still has not scored. That's Crystal Hayes. And there's Molly.
Carrollton really doing a nice job of pushing Nokomis way out on the perimeter.
And another turnover. The ball went into Miners in the post, and Bonnie couldn't handle it. Under 4 minutes to go. There's a turnover situation. Casey Symes. Brown looking inside for Boss.
All day, could be open all day because Nokomis really doesn't have the height to stop that. She calls for the basketball. They do it right. Nice soft lob. She should have that. No problem getting it in.
9-point game, a foul down low. And it'll go against Alicia DeShazer, freshman sister of Liz, who's just come in.
Nokomis trying to get into their post players, but there wasn't enough room for that pass there, whether it was a bounce pass or a chest pass. The defense was there. Somebody was coming over to help.
Huff is back in. Miners goes out. Carrollton doing an incredible job on Nokomis' offense as Waterman turns and fires and gets fouled. Now for Boss, that's number 2.
You have to keep attacking, you have to keep taking it to the inside. We talked about Waterman already being able to make those post moves on the inside. Nice turnaround and goes aggressive to the basket. Boss is going to foul her if she doesn't get the block.
Waterman 78% from the line. And the first point in quite a while as Dixon comes back in. First point in quite a while for Nokomis. And point number 3 for Venetia Waterman.
Now the height has been neutralized, so we'll see what Nokomis can do on the inside if they try and start getting that going a little bit more while Boss is sitting out.
Sits out with the 2 fouls. That's quite a front line normally. 3 6-footers really for Carrollton. Well, 5'10", 5'11", Boss at 6 foot. Symes.
So say if she gets going, they're in a little bit of trouble.
Well, McDowell still 0 for tonight. Drills it in, but again, taken away. Under 3 minutes to go, a 7-point lead in the ball for Carrollton. Brannon will get called. There's a foul there.
Brannon is very quick, and if she's not ready to receive the pass and shoot the basketball, you're going to have to give her a step or two because she has a quick first step and she will take it to you.
Fouls on Jesse Huff. Coming up, Jim Flynn, the assistant executive director of the IHSA, will talk with our boy Mitch, and we'll have stats and highlights and all sorts of goodies and the third place trophy presentation. Symes missing. McDowell with the outlet pass to Jesse Huff. Work the ball into Waterman. And again to Shazer coming up with the ball. Well, stone cold is the offense for Nokomis. Carrollton hasn't exactly been lighting things up either, but their front line has been the difference. A 7-point lead with under 2 minutes to go for the Hawks. Tough to hear a whistle in this environment. Again, they try to feed the post. This time, too far. Back comes Janice Spears.
Coach Blade said that's okay, but I don't think that's a pass that you really want to make to the Shazer. She doesn't have the height advantage that you have with Boss in there.
Crystal Hayes sits down. She has 2 points. Detmer's back in. Huff sits down for Nokomis. Look at that field goal situation. Only 3 total. Carrollton's got 2 of them. Nokomis shooting 15% from the field.
And their shots have always been contested.
And Molly McDowell still scoreless. And again, another turnover for McDowell. And she knocks the ball away. Carrollton holds on. There's the double. And another timeout. Casey Symes with a quick elbow. The official didn't call it. And Carrollton's burning a lot of timeouts. They've taken a couple of 20s and a full so far. 1:09 to go. Well, Carrollton shooting 44%, 7 for 16. Maury Huff, a little emotional. Let's check in with Mitch.
Mike, you talked about them taking the timeouts. They are a heady bunch. Of the Carrollton squad, 90% of them are honor roll students. They know what they're doing on the court. You wouldn't expect them to have trouble. Also defensively, if you guys have noticed, it's 1 shot for Nokomis and that's it. They are owning the boards right now.
Lori Blade with a 90s chalk talk. The erasable board will show you the turnover situation. 16 in the game, and McDowell's having lots of problems holding on to the ball and passing it.
She's trying to create something, and there she goes to the baseline and doesn't have a lot of opportunities, tries to dish it off to one of her teammates. The penetration is going to have to come from the top and either take it herself or try to find somebody else that's going to hit it from the outside. Huff needs to start stroking the basketball. You can look for Waterman.
You saw the steals statistic. Now the final minute, 5 here in the first half. 8-point lead, 7-point lead for Carrollton, pardon me. Final 60 seconds now. Here is Brannon.
Nokomis expended a lot of energy this afternoon, and they look tired. And Carrollton's doing a nice job of eating up the clock throughout this entire game, taking their time to set up their plays.
And Brannon nails a second three. A 10-point lead for Carrollton.
There's the penetration that we want. That's exactly what we.
If you're a Nokomis fan, Molly McDowell scoring with 25 seconds left in the half. Her first basket. And the whistle. And the call.
Molly's made that gamble before and stolen the basketball. It's not a bad foul to make it all. There's not a lot of time on the clock, and they unfortunately get down the line, but she wanted to gamble with 18 seconds left when she got caught.
Yeah, a little ticky-tack there, but it's still her second foul. And here's DeShazer to the line, 0 for 2 so far.
I didn't realize that Carrollton was actually shooting, so that really wasn't a smart foul at all, but she's a gambler. She's done it before, and a lot of times she ends up with that steal.
And DeShazer with 4 points. 18 seconds to go, 10-point lead. Here's McDowell coming through. Look out. They've got to get the ball in before the 5 seconds. Wow, what a first half. Carrollton's defense has been the story. They lead the defending champs 20-12. The crowd in a frenzy as both teams head to the locker room. Let's go over to Mitch with Laurie Blade.
Thanks a lot, Mike. Coach, you said you wanted to shut down Molly McDowell. It seems like you're shutting down the whole team. Your rebounding has been awesome.
That was the biggest key we thought coming into the game, and the kids are doing a great job. We just got to do it for 16 more minutes.
You got that energy like you had in the first half. You can make sure they remember that second half from the last game.
I hope so.
Perfect. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Laurie Blade has them well in control right now. Mike, back to you.
Okay, Mitch, thank you very much. We'll have halftime activities here with the Hawks leading the Redskins for the Class A championship, 20-12.
Welcome back to Redbird Arena. Halftime of the state championship single A. You're looking at the third place trophy about to be given to Oakville. They beat Mendota in the consolation game 56-38. Joining me now is the assistant executive director of the IHSA. It's easy for me to say. Jim Flynn. And Jim, let's talk about first this tournament this weekend. This has been phenomenal basketball. This could be the best you were telling me that you've ever seen.
Well, when we started the week, we had a teleconference with all of our coaches, and the discussion during the teleconference was that this is the strongest field we've had in the 20 years of Class A girls basketball. And I think the games that have been played thus far have proven that the competition was pretty equal. We had great games. We saw some great stars. Our championship game tonight's got the defending state champions against the #1 rated team in the state. So from a storybook standpoint, you can't ask for anything better.
And then it only continues next week and the following weeks after. You are busy right now.
Well, March Madness has officially begun in Illinois. And after the Class A tournament this weekend for the girls, next weekend we're back here at Redbird Arena for the AA tournament for the girls. We could have in that tournament Chicago Marshall, #1 rated team in the state, if they win the Chicago Public League Championship. We could have Galesburg, a perennial power, the #2 rated team in the state. And then we could have some really surprising teams. LaGrange Lions times with Amanda Papuga is a definite factor. Tinley Park Andrew, however, their opponent in the super sectional could pull another upset. We could have Lincoln, which is the boys team is rated number 2 in the state. So this is 20 years of 2-class basketball for our girls in our state. I think this is the best year we've had, and I think the future is only brighter ahead.
I was going to talk to you about that. As we watch the 4th place Mendota team and the 3rd place Oakville team get their awards, where can we go with the high school basketball?
I personally believe that the best basketball for boys and girls in America is played in the state of Illinois. People who come to our tournaments, girls and boys, are in awe at what goes on at our tournaments. Our March Madness in Illinois is really a big thing.
You're telling me. Great to have you with us, Jim. Thanks a lot. Jim Flynn joining us, and it is halftime at the state championship single A game. Stay with us. We have a lot more on Fox Sports Chicago.
Halfway home, the girls' Class A final, and the undefeated Carrollton Hawks are leading the defending champion Nokomis Redskins by a score of 20-12. Well, it has certainly been a defensive first half, Yvonne, but who would have thought that Molly McDowell, Miss I Can Score at Will, has to wait nearly 15.5 minutes before she gets her first bucket.
You know what? She tried everything. She tried penetrating. She tried dishing it to other players. She tried spotting up and shooting, running off picks. But I think things will work for her in the second half. She'll get some energy back. And, you know, we've seen her before. She's done it. She can do it.
Meanwhile, give Carrollton a lot of credit. Their big front line has done the job, and the guards have gotten them the ball. Let's show you some highlights. First, Carrollton inside with Boss.
And I think we'll see a lot more of this in the second half. Boss also was able to get the rebound, stick back, some putbacks. So that's something we'll see from Carrollton in the second half.
A lot of frustration on the Nokomis side, especially from McDowell. Watch here. She tries to enter the pass and just tries to force it.
Yeah, forcing it a little bit, trying to get something started, like I said, and Boss was not in the ball game, so they went to the middle.
Carrollton shooting about 47%, not too bad, but watch Karen Brannon here. We told you about her three-point abilities, and here it comes.
Carrollton, the whole first half, did a nice job of working the ball around, taking the shots. One, it eats up the clock, and the second thing, it gives them the good looks at the basket, and you see the end result there.
The Hawks up by 10 at one point, but in the last 30 seconds, Molly McDowell finally got going. She hit one, and here's the second.
Again, Boss is not in the ball game. You have a little more room there in the middle. She does a nice job of penetrating from the top of the key and taking the basket.
We'll be back with more halftime activities, so stay tuned. Everything will be in focus here at Illinois State. Halftime score 20-12. Not a lot of scoring, and statistically you'll see where the defense has really been premier. Carrollton over Nokomis right now by that 20-12 count. Carrollton shooting well. Nokomis, as we told you, having its problems. Under 30%. Three-point field goals. Nokomis hasn't hit one. Carrollton's hit 2 out of 8. And the big story, 3 blocks for Carrollton, all from Boss, to go with 7 steals. So that's the situation. You know this game is a lot closer than 20-12. Because Nokomis can strike very quickly. Carrollton's proved they can hold them. We'll see what happens. Stay tuned. We're coming back. Before we begin the second half, let's go to Mitch Robinson.
Mike, I talked with head coach Maury Huff. He said the girls are playing not to win a second title, but to defend one. He says the way they played in the first half, they should be well out of this, but they're not. And he's going to make them aggressive in the second half. Back to you.
You notice that towel that Maury Huff's got. That is not for throwing in.
And it's scary when your coach says he's going to make them aggressive.
Yeah.
Whether you like it or not.
Ball kicked out of bounds to start the second half. Nokomis. There is Molly McDowell in the home white uniforms, visiting green for Carrollton to go with their 8-point lead. Jesse Huff. And Jesse spots up the 3. The Shazer takes the rebound on the bounce. First final for Carrollton. Second for Nokomis. This is Kristen Boss. She's got a couple of fouls. Casey Symes over to Karen Brannon with the 2 threes. Look underneath. Dixon somehow got that ball, and a foul as Dixon goes over. And the foul will be on Dixon.
They had Boss pushed a little bit outside, so Dixon assumed the role on the block. She went up for the shot, didn't get it, but Eisenbarth was there for the rebound. She was able to stick with it.
First foul on Jamie Dixon. And here is Nokomis trying to mount an attack, trailing by 8.
And Maury telling his team to keep moving.
Well, we saw this in the semifinals where they Nokomis seemed to turn it up a notch.
Got to move the ball a little bit quicker than what they're doing, with a little more crispness to the ball, because they're just kind of throwing it around.
McDowell losing it out of bounds, but last touch by whom? Last touch by Nokomis. Another turnover. Now the other officials get together as Dennis Barth talks with Larry St. Ors, and they reverse the call.
You gotta like it when they get together and talk it over. The other official had a better look at it, I guess, and decided it went off the foot of Carrollton.
They go into Waterman as we come back to live action. Finisher Waterman with 6.
And here's the full court press.
Always. Nicely handled by Carrollton underneath to Moss.
There was a lot of pressure on the perimeter. Nice job by Carrollton to take their time, look at the opening. Underneath was open. Everybody was concentrating on the perimeter. Took a little bit of air out of Nokomis.
They feed it in to Eisenbart.
Good rebound.
Underneath. Detmers had a chance at it. And again, Carrollton comes away, and McDowell's quick hands. Nicely saved by Brennan. You just never know with this Nokomis defense where those hands are going to come from to slap the ball away, but Carrollton's holding on.
And that's exactly what Molly was trying to do in the second half, the last 18 seconds of the ball game.
Dixon fires it up from the hip. Rebound Huff. McDowell, you notice, always looking down the floor. All the way through, kicks it off for no look. But unfortunately, her teammate wasn't looking for it either.
Yeah, a little miscommunication. Molly, a lot of time takes it from the penetration, but you also have to know that she can give it up, too. She really looks at what the defense is giving her.
Jessie Huff with the shot in the back, her second foul. Well, playing with Molly McDowell as a teammate, you have to stay alert.
Right.
As Janice Spears comes in, Huff sits down.
Hands have to always be ready.
Shays are missing. Rebound by Eisenbart.
She's had some nice rebounds in the second half. Been really quiet in this tournament so far.
Waterman spots it up.
Waterman again bringing it on in the second half.
She's been a second half player this whole tournament. Cuts the lead to 5. McDowell with fast hands, knocks the left.
So far, this hasn't been Molly's game tonight. She doesn't get the roll this afternoon. That would have gone in.
Nonetheless, a heads-up play by Molly McDowell. We know why she's so dangerous.
That anticipation, she has really long arms. Uses her body well, goes to the basket. You know she's going to take it up. Great job in the passing lanes.
This is the free throw.
That's not typical Molly.
Shoots 75%. Yeah, I don't know how many people are in this crowd, but it sounds as though they're 20,000 plus. 5 points for McDowell. The lead is 4 for Carrollton. Maury Huff talks to his team. Lori Blade to hers. We'll be back. Back at Illinois State, Kirsten Boss from Carrollton. She's got 8 points, unofficially 3 blocks. They've only credited her for 2, but we want to give credit where credit is due. The 6-foot junior has been a difference maker here. Meanwhile, Nokomis trying to make that steal, but the foul called on Janice Spears.
Another call that really could have gone either way. DeShazier was caught there, and she uses her elbow to clear a little bit of room.
First foul on Spears. A 10-point lead shaved down to a 4-point lead for Carrollton. Shazer looking in. High post is Boss. Here's Brannon. Back to Liz to fire. Boss underneath. And she's fouled by Waterman. Second foul on Venetia Waterman. Didn't box out here.
Shazer has that shot. She has to take it, but again, the key of the game is rebounding for Carrollton. They've done a nice job all game, and now they just have to stick it in on the free throw line.
Boss 1 for 3 from the free throw line so far. Misses both. Well, the opening is here for Nokomis. What can they do? Here's McDowell.
That's what they can do. And she took it up there right in front of Boss. Had no problem at all with cleaning that ball up. Again, weight training this summer is going to help you a lot when you need it to be strong.
How long can they put this defense on? They've cut the lead to 2. Carrollton will be called for the travel.
That was a nice job by Spears because Liz Shazer, as we've seen, likes to put the ball on the floor. She gave her that room. A little bit of the hesitation caused the turnover.
Molly McDowell set a tournament record with 87 points in the 3 games. Doesn't look like she'll get that here. Right now, she'll settle for getting enough to win a second championship. (22-20). Brannon last to touch. Here comes Jessie Huff back for Nokomis, and Waterman goes out. Venetia with 9 points. Oh, check it. She stays in. And it's Janice Spears who sits. Three and a half minutes to go. Third quarter. Maury Huff up and pointing at his offense. Detmer's coming in, and she is fouled. Rochelle Detmers, haven't heard much from her. But there she makes a move, and she will go to the line.
Could be trying to get Boston a little bit of foul trouble. She has 2 right now. She had to sit down in the second quarter. She doesn't get charged for the foul. But Nokomis doing a nice job of taking it at her anyway.
Dixon gets the foul, 2 on Jamie, and Detmers gets the feel of the entire rim as that one goes down, her first point. She averages under 4. She can tie with this. All tied at 22. 3:24 in the third. Nokomis has erased a 10-point deficit. Here comes Brannon back. And just like that, Carrollton's up. 8 points for Brannon.
Not many people are going to stop Brannon once she gets going on transition, and she does a nice job of taking it herself. A little more zip to the passing now for Nokomis.
The crowd started in a frenzy and is built from there.
Nice look underneath. Didn't quite have the angle to get it up there on the box.
McDowell will be called for travel. Dragged that right foot, or actually the back foot, before she took off. Maury Huff signaling and sending in a sub. Spears will come back.
Seem to be alternating with Spears for defense and putting Jessie back in for offense.
Jessie also playing, Jessie Huff, the coach's daughter, playing with a stress fracture in her foot and a bad knee. Good look down to Dixon. To Shazer. And once again, it's a scrum and a held ball. Carrollton has possession. Jamie Dixon hitting the floor hard. She's up and back. Casey Symes.
Been off all game.
Hasn't had it tonight, and a foul on the rebound as Spears will get the call. And the foul goes on Dixon again. If that is on Jamie, that's number 3, and it is. Back comes Huff. Out goes Spears as Maury Huff plays offense-defense. There's your story. 2-point Carrollton lead. Ticking down to the final 2 minutes of quarter number 3. Girls Class A Championship. Mike Lederman, Yvonne Simmons, Midge Robinson. McDowell.
Good passing to make the defense adjust.
Waterman with
nice
a good
shot.
move. Oh, my. Division I move right there from Venetia Waterman. She's got 11. We're tied again. And once again, that full court press goes on. The whistle, and Spears comes in for Huff. Momentum in this game certainly has shifted. Two thoroughbreds going head to head. Carrollton had the lead all game. Nokomis has never led. And an offensive foul on Casey Symes, her third.
Spears is getting a lot of calls this afternoon. She's getting there either just right on time or maybe just a little bit late, some people feel. On the Carrollton side there, she's gotten 2 charges called. And that's why they're trading in offense and defense, because she's really picked up the effort on the defensive end.
She sits down. Alicia DeShazer in. And Casey Symes with those 4 personals. Big loss if she goes out. Waterman again. Doesn't get the roll that time. We get a foul underneath. It'll go. Well, let's see. Is it on Dixon or will it be on?
It's on Carey.
Yeah, it'll be on Detmers, I think. It'll go on Rochelle Detmers. Rochelle. Her second.
Nokomis doing a little better job of really trying to go for the offensive rebound. Carrollton had possession there, but I like their aggressiveness in trying to get that rebound even though Voss is underneath.
Well, Spears and Huff, both their heads are on a swivel as they come back and forth into the game. This is the freshman, Alicia DeShazer. Here is Brannon. She's running the show now with Symes out. Good look underneath to Dixon, but she can't hold on. Here's McDowell with open floor. Drills that one to Detmers. And a travel call on Rochelle. Once again, with those bullet-like passes that teammates are having trouble holding. A good call by the official there.
Got a freshman handling the basketball. Somebody needs to stop that.
And the foul up top. It'll go on Spears for Jana. Number 2. Eisenbarth's got 3. Still not a shooting situation. Final seconds. Third quarter. We're tied at 24. Brannon looking. Good look.
Good look. Nice fake by Liz DeShazer. She went like she was going high, faked like she was going high, ended up going low. Nice patience by Carrollton.
6 points for Liz DeShazer. Carrollton by 2. McDowell holding the ball out by midcourt, as you see, with the clock ticking down. Five seconds. Somebody better do something with one. Not that time.
I was going to say they were not going to let Molly penetrate. They had 3 people in a 3-2 zone up top. She wasn't going to get through that.
Well, we saw McDowell in the third quarter bank one in from half court. That was in the semifinal. Here she doesn't get it. Her team trails by 2. Fourth quarter coming up. We begin the fourth quarter. Mike Lederman along with Yvonne Simmons, Midge Robinson, Jim Corno Jr., our producer, director, and our outstanding crew that's been on the clock since 5 this morning. What a job they've done. We want to thank them all right now while we have a minute, and we have a feeling things are going to get pretty crazy when we get down to the end of this ball game. Carrollton by 2, and Nokomis with the ball. For now, but Carrollton's Brannon with another takeaway.
And that was coming. She's been awfully close in those passing lanes to picking off those passes. She finally got one.
There's the third quarter field goal situation. Again, defense has really been key, and the kick there from Molly McDowell. Trying to put the ball past her is like trying to get it past an octopus. I mean, everything, you know. She's got that long reach, and
she does have long arms for her size.
Spears and Huff continue to play offense defense. Spears is in now. The girls Class A championship on the line. Nokomis, the defending champs. Carrollton undefeated. First final, working to unseat the Redskins. And a turnover the other way. A lot of bumping in the paint, but everybody going for the ball, no foul. McDowell again, that quick zip. And we're going to get a foul inside as Bonnie Miners is hacked. By whom? We shall find out. Looks like.
But I thought Bonnie Miners did a really nice job of recognizing that there were people behind her, the defense was behind her, and collapsing down. Didn't see any opportunity, so she's going to try and get it back out. But they got her with the foul.
Underneath and good. We're tied again. And Molly McDowell's got 9 points. Tied at 26. And the takeaway. McDowell on the move. Rebound Carrollton. Down it goes to Dixon.
Got to look out for the lob. Boss is calling for the lob, and you don't want to do it from that side. And there she is calling for it.
Boss has been quiet much of the second half, and we get a whistle maybe off the ball, and it's going to go against Carrollton.
This is how smart Molly McDowell was. It's an out-of-bounds play. Everybody's turned around. She throws it up, bounces back, and takes it.
She fooled all of us.
I thought that's what happened. I'm like, there's no pass, but I wasn't going to say anything because I thought maybe I was wrong.
Unbelievable play. Caught all of us here. There's Crystal Hayes, number 32. She is in. Oh, my. What else can she do? Headed for Southern Illinois. Here is Rochelle Detmers. And Detmers, good from her only 2 tries at the line. Has been there in critical situations. Here's Casey Symes back with the 4 fouls. Alicia DeShazer sits down.
You need somebody to spark some offense on this Carrollton team. And if Symes, she's been cold, but if she can get hot, 1 or 2 shots.
Another big free throw for Rochelle Detmers, 5'8" senior. Often overlooked in the star-studded crew, but she's very critical here for Nokomis. Nokomis by 1. First lead of the game. Almost another turnover. And again, McDowell with the quick hands. Carrollton looking down low. Miners last touching it for Nokomis, but no. They say it was last touched by Boss. So again, Nokomis will have the ball.
Yeah, I don't think the lob pass is an option anymore. Nokomis is very aware and coming down and sagging on the weak side, so I don't think that play is going to work unless there's really nobody there to come over and help.
They trailed against Oakville. They had problems with Quincy. And now here, going up against the best in the state, or maybe arguably the best in the state, Nokomis has fought back. But Carrollton sees a championship less than 6 minutes away. Detmers driving in on the post, has it blocked again by Boss. But this time Detmers follows.
Big basket. She stayed with it, stayed strong, stayed confident in her shot, whether she was going to get it or get the foul. And I thought Boss did a nice job of not fouling her as well.
3-point Nokomis lead.
She's also doing Miners is also doing an outstanding job at trying to stop Boss on the low block.
Well, there, Rochelle called for the foul, her second. Not a shooting foul, the 6th foul of the second half. So after this, Carrollton will be in the bonus. Nokomis already is.
Oh,
They
nice
screen it
setup.
for Casey Sines.
And she delivers it. Nice double screen at the top of the key. They get the ball to her. She has enough time to let it fly. She hasn't made one today, but when they really need it, she comes through.
4:51 to go. What a beautiful set for Casey Sines. Her first points. Couldn't have come at a bigger time. We're tied at 29. A lot of cross court.
That's getting awfully dangerous.
McDowell doesn't get the roll. Detmer's on the offensive board, and she's fouled again. High school sports fans, don't forget, for the best half hour of high school sports action anywhere, well, short of this, tune in to IHSA Sportsnet with Tom Waddle, Sundays at 11 a.m. right here on Fox Sports Chicago. You know, we'll have some highlights of this one tomorrow. Rochelle Detmers missed her last free throw. Nails it down. Two big free throws by Rochelle Detmers. Once again, the lead to Nokomis. We seesaw back and forth. The Redskins 31. Carrollton's Hawks 29. Don't go away. If you're just tuning in, it's the girls Class A championship. Defending champ Nokomis fell behind by 10. Couldn't buy a basket for much of the first half. Molly McDowell with 9 points. There's Venetia Waterman. She's got 11. Couple of big buckets and a couple of big steals. Now Carrollton, leading much of the game, finds itself trailing by 2. The undefeated Hawks looking for its first or their first state championship. Nokomis won its first last year, looking to repeat. Everything you want in high school sports and more right here.
Carrollton won a 4th place trophy in softball last year, which is one of the reasons why they knew they wanted to come back and get some hardware this year. And Coach Blade is the coach of that softball team. So they tasted it last year in softball and wanted more. Take a look at the play here.
Well, Rochelle Detmers will get the foul here. Sorry, Yvonne.
That's all right. Strength you see that by DeSager to get it in there to penetrate. She's been awful from the line. She
missed her last 3. Actually, she's missed all 5.
And I know she's tired. She played an awesome ball game this afternoon, and she's done a nice job this evening, but these are critical free throws.
9 points now. It's a 1-point ball game. Coming up on the 4-minute mark. Jessie Huff. She's in. There's Molly McDowell. Held way under her average. She's got 9. Detmers has been a big factor here in the 4th quarter. Huff. There's McDowell, and they're going to call her for traveling again.
She did give the steps.
You lift that back foot, and then you start to go, and they're going to call it every time. Casey Sines, they're playing with 4 fouls. Hit a big 3 to tie this game at 29. The 2 free throws have made it 31. Ryan has been quiet lately, too, for Carrollton. And they look inside to Boss. Beautiful backdoor.
And that was a nice pass because it was a lead pass, so Boss was able to come to the basketball, handle it, stand her composure, and put it up.
3:20 to go. It's now Carrollton by 1. Another block by Boss. That's 5. As Eisenbarth had a slap down on her face. Maury Huff calling the defense up. Carrollton 1-point lead. Two players fronting Boss in the post, and there's the takeaway by McDowell. Takeaway and a breakaway. Dixon, though, nails it.
That's what you want to do. You have to stop her that way. You have to knock her around a little bit, and so she doesn't even attempt the shot.
And for Dixon, 4 fouls. Watch here.
Again, with the gamble in the passing lanes, does a nice job of getting her hands up there to the basketball and then gaining control of it again after Brennan tried to steal it back. And again, with a good push by Carrollton, although I believe now that she has 4 fouls, Dixon does.
All tied, 10 points from McDowell. Here comes Janice Spears on the defensive side of the ball. McDowell 75% from the line. There are her numbers. (33-32), 2:48 and counting. Carrollton led much of this game, down by 1. Brannon looks inside the boss.
That's going to be open a lot because they're really moving the ball well. And as Nokomis is adjusting to move over to the weak side, they're looking in really quickly. She's opening herself up so they have a nice target to shoot for.
13 for Kristen Boss. 13 by 1. McDowell's got the weak side there. Last touch by Janice Spears. Maury Huff doesn't like it, but it'll be Carrollton ball with 2:09. Joining us late, Carrollton had a 10-point lead. There's a 3-point field goal situation. Nokomis coming back to take the lead. Carrollton now up by 1. We get a foul. No, we get a violation. Brannon called for steps. 1:59. Lori Blade, her 5th year as coach.
She is a cool customer. I was watching her.
Jesse Huff calls a 20-second timeout. Lori Blade took her team back. The 96, made to the Elite 8. Let's go over to Mitch Robinson.
Mike, during that last time out, Lori Blade told Christina Boss that she has to take over on the inside, that she is open and get the ball down low to her. You saw 3 straight times down in the blocks, no one around her. She's got the reach over all the Nokomis girls. Back to you.
Okay, Mitch, just to reset the situation as you look at the Carrollton huddle. They lead by 1 with 1:59 to go. Girls State Championship for the state of Illinois. You like this? Come on back next week. We'll have the AA. And then the following week, boys single A, and then the boys AA from Peoria Civic Center.
Well, I'll be with you for all those games.
We're going to have a bunch of fun weekends, let me tell you. Maury Huff, 17th year at Nokomis. Had good teams all through the 80s and early 90s. Had a fight through the Litchfields and the Topolises, and finally made it last year. Kristen Boss, her number, 6 block shots, 10 rebounds, 13 points. Her team leads by 1. Now they've got Molly in the post. One-point ball game. This one's thrown up for grabs.
Not a good pass at all. Looking for Molly too much. You can work it around. She can run off some screens, and she'll get herself open. Don't air that ball out.
That one may have slipped. Anyway you go, it's a turnover, and Jesse Huff commits the foul. And it will be a 1-and-1 for Liz DeShazer. Huff's 3rd.
She's a 72% free throw shooter, but she's the Illinois High School Coaches Association Class A All-Stater, so she's able to handle the pressure.
3 out of 5 from the line.
She was a freshman starter when they first made it down the quarterfinals.
Big free throws by DeShazer. She's got 8, her team by 3. 1:20 to go. Each team with 2 full timeouts left.
Shoot it.
Waterman's got the 3.
Big. situations.
1 minute left. What more can you ask?
I could go for overtime, right?
This one may never end. Carrollton looking for a good shot.
It's crunch time, baby. This is it. 41 seconds. Working for the last shot. You got to believe it's going to go into Boss at some point.
How much gas in anybody's tank? Dixon, you don't want her handling the ball. 30 seconds now.
I'd be on Boss like glue. Don't let her seal. Don't let her front. Don't let her do anything. Just get on her. 2 people at all times.
Detmer's trying to front her. They'll play for the last shot. You watch the clock. You watch the game. We'll watch with you. Timeout, Carrollton. Whee!
Oh, my goodness.
There's your game reset. Carrollton has a possession arrow. Nokomis has got 18 fouls. Carrollton 9, and we'll show you the big 3 to tie it up from the sophomore.
And the best thing is that it didn't come from Molly McDowell. Somebody else took it into their own hands, took a 3-point shot, made it in. Carrollton is trying to take the last shot, wanting to work it down so that Nokomis does not have an opportunity to get the ball in transition and make the basket down on the other end.
Game on the line, almost taken away.
I want to get Boss down there on the low block. She's a little too high right now.
Way far. And we go overtime.
And I like it that the refs did not call a foul. There was tenths of seconds left, and he could have really made that call, and I'm glad he didn't.
Well, there's no other fair way to settle this. We got to go overtime. We'll be back with the extra period. We're tied at 36 after regulation. A happy fan, Don DeWeese, one of the officials. That's his granddaughter and his wife.
And typical of Tyler's, you want them to perform, they're like, not going to do it. Sorry.
Let's go overtime. McDowell gets the tip, but the Shazer gets the ball. All tied, 36. Carrollton in the green, Nokomis in the white. Nokomis the defending champions. Carrollton undefeated, coming in, ranked number 1 in the state.
Now this is where Carrollton, too, has to be careful in this overtime because Casey has 11, or number 11 has 4 fouls, and also Dixon has 4 fouls.
Looking for Dixon, but too far.
Nobody really in danger of foul trouble on the Nokomis side.
Eisenbarth with 3, Detmers with 3. McDowell will call a play. Looking to the bench.
And again, that 3-2 zone by Carrollton is stopping Molly in her penetration. A big basket. She has come up big today. Detmers with either rebounding or getting the points on the free throw line, and now with a nice baseline shot, short baseline.
Rochelle Detmers with 9 points. Boy, has she played her heart out tonight.
She's a senior. This is it.
Two-point Nokomis lead, under 3 minutes.
Dixon running the baseline. No one's really paying attention to her.
She had a couple early. There she's got the ball now. Symes has 1 bucket, a 3, and that came at a critical time in the 4th quarter. Look underneath, and this time Nokomis is ready. Last touch by Carrollton.
This time Nokomis knew that it was coming. They moved once the pass was released, quick enough to get there and deflect the pass.
Nokomis a 2-point lead. They have trailed by as many as 10. That's Molly McDowell, all state, all everything. Headed for Southern Illinois, but has some unfinished business as a high school senior. Nokomis spreading the floor. Here's McDowell. Waterman, the sophomore.
Detmers can also shoot from the outside.
Don't think they wanted to take that. McDowell somehow saves it. Or does she?
No.
No, Carrollton ball. Detmer sends this one to the fans.
Yeah, that's not going to be a pass that's going to be there too much. Carrollton is really quick on the ball.
The pressure continues defensively from Nokomis. How much do the girls have? There's the turnovers, 19 for Carrollton. They've really come up in that category in the second half. 1:40 and counting. Still plenty of time, and a turnover again, number 20. Lori Blade motioning to her team to meet Molly McDowell at half court. McDowell loves room. Spears will not take it there. Waterman may quickly move it around. That's the person you want holding the ball, Molly McDowell. The double team, and we get a blocking foul on Brannan. Kristen, her second, for Karen Brannan, her second.
Double bonus.
Lori Blade asks for time, gets it. When we come back, Molly McDowell will be on the line for 2 shots. Her team leading by 2 with 1:10 to go. Nokomis with 2 shots coming in a 2-point lead. Here's the
2 critical turnovers by Carrollton. Missed opportunities for them on the offensive end to catch up in this ball game. And now Molly McDowell's on the line with the bonus shots, 2 shots.
well under her average. Doesn't matter to McDowell now.
No, she's the type of kid that she won't care.
She doesn't hear a thing. Talk about ice. She may have cheeseburgers before a game, but she's got ice water right now.
Cheeseburgers and sugar cookies. She's hoping that the woman who makes the sugar cookies is a former teammate, I think grandmother or something like that, will mail them to Southern Illinois.
1 minute to go. Trailing by 4. Carrollton on the move. DeShazer with a strong power play.
She's very hard to stop when she gets going. Somebody's going to have to step up in there and just take the charge.
10 points for Liz. It's a 2-point ball game. Here's McDowell. 45 seconds. Waterman, the sophomore, back to Molly. She's going to make him come out and foul. First to timeout. Nokomis by 2. They'll have the ball. When we come back. Nokomis by 2. Carrollton got within 2 on this powerful play by Liz DeShazer.
Liz DeShazer got through the first line of defense. The fear was that if Detmer dropped off a ball, so that's where the pass was going to next. So they couldn't really cut her off and stop her on the baseline. She was able to get the 2 points.
36.9 left to go. There is Liz DeShazer. Janice Spears will inbound right in front of us for Nokomis. Again, Nokomis will have the double bonus if there's a foul by Carrollton.
Oh, watch that arm.
McDowell. And we get the foul.
She wasn't going to let go of that basketball. She was either going to make it to the basket or she was waiting for that foul. She wants to be on the line. She wants to win this basketball game.
Liz DeShazer commits her first foul, and here again is Molly. 13 points. 9 of them here in the second half in the OT.
And they're taking signs out of the ball game because she has 4 fouls, but they're bringing her back in. There's no time now. She can get that 5th foul. They need her for offense, though, in the 3-point shot.
Key free throw here to make it a 2-possession game. 28.9. Almost stolen again. Molly McDowell. You can see how much she means to this team. Even if she's not scoring, she is all over the floor. The press continues for Nokomis. Here's DeShazer. 20 seconds.
Nice.
Held ball, possession arrow to Nokomis. The roof is slowly leaving Redbird Arena. Quickly tied up. And as we come back live, Molly is fouled again. 15.4 seconds. Staring at a second straight championship. And timeout. Yes, good golly. She's heard it a lot. But you can never overstate the case.
And this Nokomis team, both of the teams really are very well coached, but you got to give credit to Maury Huff. He knows this basketball team. He knows what'll get him in the game. He knows how to push the buttons, make them pick up their game. The second half was their half, and they did the job to get it done. They played as a team. Role players stepped up, hit some key shots, got some key rebounds, put it in on the line, and then Molly McDowell finishes it off for him.
Well, you talk about the balance of Carrollton. Meanwhile, Nokomis has stepped up with Rachel Detmers. Her work, Alicia Waterman, done well too, and defensively, Janice Spears. 16 for Molly. What can you say? Brannon will fire it. Boss tries for the rebound. Carrollton ball, 7.7 left. Timeout, Hawks. The Carrollton bench stunned. (44-38), a 6-point lead for Nokomis. They have rallied from 10 points down, and they are on the verge of a second straight championship. Carrollton will inbound here. Boss.
Let her take it.
They don't even have to. They'll take a timeout. Kristen Boss, 15 points. Nokomis wouldn't have had to inbound the ball. Less than 5 seconds to go, but here's the play, and they were not going to foul her.
Yeah, you don't want to give Carrollton any opportunity to make up some points on the free throw line without the clock running. They knocked it down to 4.5 seconds. Good play by Carrollton, but Nokomis was smart also and just let her take the shot.
Well, this was the score of the quarterfinal against Quincy Notre Dame. For Nokomis, they'd never trailed in that one, but they were tied pretty close and finished it off with free throws. Lori Blade coaching. They have no timeouts left. Nokomis has the one. And only 4.5 seconds to go, so Nokomis can call one if they have trouble inbounding the ball, leading by 4. Well, stranger things have happened than making up a 4-point deficit in under 5 seconds. I can't think of too many. But you would think Nokomis would want to free somebody up to just go deep down court and let that John Elway bomb go and make Carrollton come all the way back. And we get a foul off the ball. It'll be a double bonus situation.
Playing around. They took her seriously.
The Shazer commits the intentional foul. Well, with the intentional foul, of course, if it isn't intentional, Nokomis will get the ball back. And that's what it is. They're pushing everybody off the line. So Kerry Eisenbarth will try to get into the scoring column here.
Maury Huff says just one. Just one. Nope.
Well, it's moot now because Nokomis will have the ball and will go back again. And they will inbound, leading by 4 with 4.5 to go. Lori Blade calling out something. Molly's got the ball. It's over. Well, another foul off the ball. with 2.9.
They must be watching for something, because I'm looking down at the other end and I don't see that.
Yeah, they're just fouling deliberately, and so Eisenbart will get another shot at it. At this point, all it's doing is delaying the celebration. Look at the free throws. Nokomis. That's NBA-style shooting, or even better. And finally, Eisenbart gets one.
And we said a key to the game was Nokomis getting to the free throw line and putting in their shots, and Molly McDowell sealed that at the end of this
6 for 6
overtime.
from the line from Molly McDowell. There it is.
They got it. All that work.
Bedlam in Normal. Two in a row for the Lady Redskins of Nokomis. Longfellow would be proud. At the end of the game, the Nokomis bench, they know it. Yes.
There goes the towel.
And I think the coach had as good a vertical as any of the players.
Different from last year where he sat on the bench and had tears in his eyes. This time it's rejoice right away.
Let's go to Maury Huff and Mitch Robinson.
Thanks a lot, Mike. You want to talk about a release of emotion. Coach, how great back-to-back.
I tell you what, when that clock went off, last year, I couldn't move. This year, when that clock went off, if you only knew the pressure this basketball team's been under, a whole year of pressure, of urgency, of a must-win situation where nothing but first place was going to be acceptable.
Right.
When that clock went off, I tell you what, my emotions just exploded on me.
Can't say enough about your seniors, Molly McDowell, Detmers. They both come up big tonight. You're going to miss Molly, huh?
Well, that's a silly question. Well, sure we are. Sure we are. But I thought while we had her, we got the most out of her.
Oh, yeah.
We go, 27-3, 33-2, 33-2, two state championships. I thought while we had her, we done what we had to do with her.
Not bad. Great performance tonight. 10 points down. The girls come on back. Never in doubt for you, huh?
You know what? You may think this is funny, but no. We came back on Oakallville, and I'll tell you something. You know how many state-ranked teams? From the sectional on, we had to play a state-ranked team every step of the way. And I think it was that hard preparation that got us to tonight's championship game.
Well, enjoy tonight, and hopefully next year we're back here again talking.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Maury. Wonderful job, Maury Huff. His girls back-to-back state champions. Mike, back to you.
Well, we'll take a break right here as Maury catches his breath. Never a man, a few words. We'll wrap it up here in just a minute. There's the prize, the medals, and the state championship trophy in Class A. And what a deserving team. The Lady Redskins of Nokomis, 2 in a row. A guttier performance, Yvonne, you'll never see. Here is our Pepsi play of the game. And it really did not come from Molly McDowell, but off the hands of senior Rochelle Detmers. Coming in the overtime to put them ahead for keeps.
And this really was the key to the basketball game. She stepped up big time, made some shots like that, got on the free throw line, and also some key rebounds. She was the difference in this ball game, putting Nokomis up.
McDowell with 17, Detmers with 9, Waterman with 14 for Nokomis. For Carrollton, 15 from Kirsten Boss, 10 from Liz DeShazer. That is the scoring. Well, we hope you've enjoyed this one. You can't be a fan and not. What a celebration in Nokomis. So for Yvonne Simmons and Mitch Robinson, I'm Mike Liederman saying so long for the 1999 IHSA Girls Class A Basketball Championships in Bloomington Normal. Final score, Nokomis in overtime over Carrollton, 45-40. Fox Sports News coming up after a short break. The preceding has been a presentation of Fox Sports Chicago.